Well, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again every time I touch this truck. By the way, have you guys ever seen welds like this? I welded this plate in here because that's a cab mount. I've still got to get that one over there done and patch that new floor over there, new floor here. Anyways, this video, I've actually already installed the transmission lines here, and I'm going to show you guys this part right here. All right, so new, used, new, and same thing down there. You can see how now they're both on this side. Actually, it's funny. This one here actually looks like it's not, but if you can see, it's actually just above it. And I'm not sure if that's actually making contact. I actually might have to adjust this again, because one of the reasons I gotta say this right off the bat. The reason I didn't actually record this whole process is because it turned into it took me almost 3 hours to do this. Because of, like I said before in my last video, the other truck that I did, the whole engine compartment, like the whole engine was shifted back. Well, when I bent these lines, I bent them to that truck where the whole thing was shifted back. So as it is, these lines were actually too long. So I'm trying to bend them and flex them and do whatever without kinking them, because copper nickel really likes to kink easy. But I was able to get them in the backside, no problem. Like up here first, get them across there. The mount that's down here, which is also the ground, so your ground wire comes down, and right behind your air pump. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can. So anyway, so that's the air pump right there. So right behind the air pump, there's actually a bracket, and that's actually what holds the two lines that go back. And I'm trying to get that off, and it's actually a 15 mil. The funny thing is, the truck I took it off was a 13 mil, but on this one here is a 15 mil. But I can't get it out. It's so badly rusted. But it got me thinking, possible ground issue. But then no, I have lights, I have power, I just don't have starter. I did pull the belt off, and I actually did crank the engine over with a wrench. So she does spin, so I know the motor's not seized. I know none of my pulleys are seized. That is a whole thing for the starter issue. I'll get back to that. But I had to cut that hanger in half. And what I did then was I just wired it back together with the line so it'll hold the lines in place. So you guys can see how now those lines are kind of 2 and 2. You see how they're 2 and 2 right there crossed? I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it might blur it out there, but see how they're 2 and 2? And I crouched down below here and show you, but she's pretty muddy. But let me see what I can show you guys down here. So see how they come across here and then they go up through there? So, yeah, they're pretty doggone close. And it sucks though, because I can't start the truck up, one, to check the transmission level, which that's the dipstick right there, and I can't verify that that's okay, and I got to make sure that these lines aren't leaking. So, but copper nickel, that's the one thing I did today. Finally got the transmission lines in, and it probably took me about an hour longer than it should have. So I spent nearly 4 hours on this, 3 hours 45 minutes, getting the tools out, everything that I had to do. So, and obviously still I can see that that is actually rusting on that line right there, so I'm gonna have to lift that up a little bit or pull it out a bit to adjust that. So it's fair enough because it's copper nickel, so just take it and see how it flexes out pretty easy. So just flex it out a little bit more, and look, see, just like that, she's not contacting anymore. So that's fair. And both lines now are on the outside of that line, which is great. So I am going to be replacing this power steering line, like I said, on the wreck truck that I get all my parts off of. That line looked like it had been replaced and it looked brand new. So next time I get up there, I'm going to steal it. Also, if any one of you guys watch my videos knows anything about this wire right here, that is burnt, it's actually melted right off. It comes off the loom right here. So I don't know, like, mass airflow sensor, is that what that thing's supposed to be? Is it supposed to be for a mass airflow sensor maybe? Because it's like right here and like right across here would probably be right about where the mass airflow sensor would be. So I'm wondering if that's what that's supposed to be. And also the cruise control on this, I don't know if that was an afterthought with these guys or what, because I don't seem to have the wiring for the brake sensor, so the brake safety switch. So, but I digress. Pretty much, guys, that's it. It's a 5-minute video. I did install the transmission lines. They are copper nickel. I did kink it. I admit, like, actually right here there's a kink, but what I did was I just grabbed my pliers and opened it back up to open that kink back up. She's kinked a little bit right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, how well you can see it. She's got a little kink in there, right there, but it's not super bad. And trying hard not to kink this copper nickel. If you flare it right and you grease the ends when you do it, so when it grabs it, it actually doesn't just tear it, because this stuff will tear fairly easy. But flaring these things out isn't difficult as long as you lube them. And bending them, you have to be really, really careful, because even if you're using a bender, for the tight corners, they'll just crimp. They'll pinch right off. So be careful with that if you're going to do that. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned. I will say this real quick. While I was actually, I replaced the solenoid over there. I replaced that, put it back to factory. One thing I haven't done is actually turn the key on and see if I can jump it that way again with the old one. I'm actually going to test that here in just a little bit. But I noticed while I was down there, and this is what I mean about every single time I touch this truck, I decided to check the starter down there and the wires on it. Now I don't have a test light, so I'm not guaranteed 100% that power is getting down there. Not 100% because I haven't verified it. But with that being said, there's a broken bolt. There's only 2 bolts that hold that starter in place, and this top one is broke off. I can see it, so I should be able to extract it, but broken bolt, come on, man. It's like, dude, every single time I touch this truck, there's something new. So I do have to verify. I got to get a test light, a decent test light. I want to get down there and verify power to the starter. I'm going to jump this actually right here. Actually, do you guys want to see me jump that? Hold on. For starters, real quick, I will say that I had to turn the HVAC off, because that clicking sound that you guys heard in the last video, I think you guys heard it in the last video, was, believe it or not, actually the clutch on my AC compressor. That little guy right there, he was jumping back and forth, clunk, 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 so I thought it was the starter. Not. All right, well, I guess I got to turn the key on. I did just turn it off. So key on. There, now she's on. She's in run position. Now with the other one in, this thing would just tap. So yeah, there it is. Oh, hey. Oh, that's funny, man. I just did that. You kidding me right now? That's got to be a weak starter. That absolutely has to be a weak starter. I'm wondering if when I replace that solenoid, and what I told you guys was I replaced that solenoid and I started the truck up just fine, but then when I went to shut the truck off, it actually started the starter up, and I didn't test it, so I had to run back, grab my tools, and come back here and take the negative off, and then get those wires off of that as fast as I could to shut the truck down. And then I tested it again, and well, hold on a second, I'm skipping a part. So when the starter started up with me shutting the truck off, I actually turned the key back to the run position, but the starter kept on running. So I'm pretty sure I might have burnt that thing out. I don't know 100%, but the fact that just started is friggin' amazing. I'm gonna let this thing warm up actually. Yeah, I'm gonna let this thing warm up. I haven't been able to start this thing in a week. I mean, it's a nice day out today. That's hence why I did that. A buddy of mine gave me a piece of cardboard, a big one. So you can see I was kind of flat there. I was actually laying underneath here. And I came in from the other side. There's all this stuff here hanging down. So I came in from the other side. You can see how it kind of polished there. And I found a 12 mil socket from when I did that solenoid video for you guys, and my phone fell. But you know what, I figured something out, and can't show you because I locked it up, but I actually have a phone holder for my ATV with a little handle to clasp. I'll show it to you guys one of these days. It just struck me that I might be able to use that and put it in certain spots to be able to show you guys when I'm working on my truck and how I'm working on my truck. So it'll be really, really interesting, because I'll probably likely show you guys how I'm going to be removing that bolt when I do the starter in this. So, because I'm definitely removing that starter. The fact that I just started the truck up takes a screwdriver, but that actually started. That's awesome. Great news, great news, great news, great news. So once I get it warmed up, what I'd like to do actually, if I get in the truck, and hold on. All right, so for those of you who care, there's 281,040 kilometers, 0.1 on this. Actually, that's my odometer right there. Driving in and out of the driveway here, I've gone 2 kilometers with this truck in 3 years. Oh yeah, those brakes actually, you know what? Those brakes actually feel friggin' nice. They do. I am actually going to move this truck just ahead a little bit because she's sinking in the mud. So move it ahead. Let's go right there. But if I put this thing in reverse, she'll probably creep. Yeah, she'll creep backwards. So what I got to do now is try to warm this tranny up. Put her in reverse, put her in drive. I'm going to do this for a little bit, and I'll check that tranny fluid. You guys don't need me to watch that. But yeah, funny thing is that putting this thing on defrost, and that's the thing. I do have a video on my channel where AC works all year round. So even though my AC is right there, there's actually a comment on my video, that very video, that is absolutely true. And this proved it, was the fact that this thing was in defrost, and as long as you're in defrost, if your AC works, it automatically turns the AC on to help get the moisture out of your vehicle. So AC is not just for winter, or just for summer, I mean, it's for all year round, especially high humidity in winter months. So keep that in mind. So you can even have it on hot, high, low, whatever, but if you put it on defrost, your AC will engage. So yeah, this thing is actually, let's just put it in neutral. I'll put it back to park. Yeah, I'll leave it in park. I'm gonna let this thing warm up a bit. It shouldn't take too long. She hasn't warmed up in a bit. I'm also, I've gone 2 kilometers in, well, 3 years, and she's due for an oil change. Because yeah, truck's been sitting here, and oil has a shelf life. So, I'm gonna have to spend I don't even remember how much it cost me. It was 2 jugs of oil and the filter. I don't even remember what it cost me, but God, this truck, listen to this thing. Doesn't it sound nice? 2,000 subscribers. I should be able to do a live video one day. Maybe one day I'll do that. Anyways, long enough. Truck's running. Sounds freaking awesome. I'm so happy to have this truck. I really am. She's gonna be on the road here soon enough. Got to get that welding done, because that was the last mechanical thing I needed to do besides those rear springs. So now the only thing left on this, it needs a starter. But the rear shocks, rear starter first, so I can actually get this thing started going normally and whatever, and then I can get those rear shocks. Did I say rear shocks? The springs. So there's a company, Canifton Garage, actually. That's Canifton Garage, just north of Belleville, on Highway 37, or just off 37. Those guys said they can do that. Now, it was a year and a half ago, whatever, but they said it would cost me about $800 to get all new springs in that with hardware and everything. So I'll leave it up to those guys once I actually get this thing on the road. I don't have it right now, but I am definitely, you guys will see me doing a video of me replacing this whole tower. And this shock, I'm going to be ordering progressive shocks, or springs I mean, and then these shocks here, as cool as they look, I'm just putting normal ones in. The radius arm, I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. I will eventually be doing the bushings on that. I'll be doing the bushings on the I-beams. You guys know what, you know what I mean. It's all going to be coming here. And I guess that's where I'll end it. Tranny lines are in. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing warm up. I'll shift it a couple times, get that transmission warm. Check the transmission fluid, make sure that thing's good. And yeah, next thing I'll be doing is, I don't have to record this, but I'm going to be replacing these seats here soon enough, because I got to put new ends on those, and we'll call it. I can't believe how fast 15 minutes goes by on one of my videos. So thanks a lot for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see next, if anything at all. Leave a comment. Please subscribe. I'm over 2,000 subscribers now. Thank you guys so very much for that. Never thought I'd ever make it there, but I did. Next stop, I guess, is 5,000. Well, if that ever happens. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, do all that good stuff, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.